Thanks for hanging with me. I'm Mr. Herman. Welcome to the nibble on the causes of World War II. In this part of our lesson, we'll explore how the world found itself once again on the brink of a devastating global conflict. Are we ready to learn? In this lesson, you'll learn how the Treaty of Versailles created long-term resentment in Germany, how the global economic depression gave rise to extremist political movements, how totalitarian regimes took power in key nations like Germany, Italy, and Japan, and how Western democracy's policy of appeasement failed to prevent the march toward war. Let's start with the Treaty of Versailles. After World War I, this treaty imposed extremely harsh penalties on Germany, stripping it of land, shrinking its military, and forcing it to accept full responsibility for the war. Germany was also required to pay massive reparations, which devastated its economy. And even more damaging was the hit to national pride. Many Germans felt humiliated and angry, creating fertile ground for resentment and radical ideas to grow. As the 1930s began, the world was hit with the Great Depression. People around the globe faced economic ruin. Businesses closed, unemployment skyrocketed, and the political system struggled to respond. In countries like Germany and Italy, this instability opened the door for extremist political parties who promised to restore greatness, fix the economy, and bring order. The Nazis in Germany and the fascists in Italy gained popularity not just through force, but because desperate people believed in their promises. So, who were these new leaders that gained power during the crisis? In Germany, Adolf Hitler rose to power with his Nazi party. He promoted nationalism, anti Semitism, and the belief that Germany needed more living space, especially in Eastern Europe. In Italy, Benito Mussolini founded the Fascist Party, built on ideas of strong centralized power and national pride. And in Japan, the military increasingly controlled the government, pushing for expansion into China and Southeast Asia to gain resources. These three nations, Germany, Italy, and Japan, would soon become known as the Axis powers. As these dictators grew more aggressive, many democratic nations like Britain and France were still recovering from World War I and the Depression. They didn't want another war, so they adopted a policy known as appeasement, meaning they gave in to the demands of an aggressive nations to keep the peace. A major example was the 1938 Munich Agreement, when British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain allowed Hitler to annex the Sudetenland, a region of Czechoslovakia, without a fight. Chamberlain declared peace for our time, but appeasement only made Hitler bolder. So let's review. The Treaty of Versailles planted the seeds of bitterness. The Great Depression added fuel by destabilizing economies and governments. Totalitarian regimes took power and began to expand. And appeasement allowed these aggressive actions to continue unchecked. All of this led to the outbreak of World War II in 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. In the next nibble, we'll explore the global impact of World War II, including key battles, the Holocaust, and the New World Order that followed. Until then, stay curious, stay focused, and as always, make today count.